Hey everyone, Christian Bates with Longevity Power, and today I want to tell you about my health journey. I'm 29 now, and in 1985 I was born purple, and then I turned yellow, but my mom was very wise and breastfed me for years. I'm so grateful for that. However, if you were not breastfed, I personally believe that any damage is completely reversible from that, based on all the wonderful foods and strategies we have access to today. In 5th grade, I became chubby. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, chubbier, and I was the shortest boy in my class. 9th grade, high school, starting to mature. 10th grade, decided I really got to do something about my situation. And so, since I had an awesome mountain bike, I biked hardcore every weekend, full-on, multi miles over and around mountains, and biked and even jogged as much as I could throughout the week. I also laid off my favorite San Francisco sourdough baguettes. That was my comfort food. It included half my diet. And for good reason. The food pyramid says grains should be half your diet. I ate bread with everything. Now, fermented or sourdough bread is a step up from unfermented, super refined white bread. However, I was a starchaholic, and I didn't know it. I just thought bread was this wholesome thing to eat with everything and lather butter on. But by laying off some of my, not going cold turkey, but just laying off my favorite San Francisco sourdough baguettes, and also doing the kind of 90s, early 2000s low-calorie, low-fat thing, high fiber, I dropped 50 pounds in 6 months. I went from 200 pounds to 150 pounds and gained a foot in height. Now, I'm not saying everybody could have such a staggering weight loss in such a short amount of time just by biking and laying off the sourdough baguettes. But I was able to, and so I proved to myself that doing a few things done really well can have a positive and massive impact on my health. And I only got more into nutrition and health and fitness from then on. Senior year of high school, I became a vegan. Hardcore, environmental, animal rights, asshole vegan. Then I became an organic vegan. And then an organic raw food vegan. And a yogi. I got so into yoga. All I wanted to do is do yoga for at least 2 hours a day. Just stretch. And I got more into hot yoga, Bikram yoga, power yoga, to squeeze my body out. And I had in my mind that I could get buff and get all of my health fitness goals by just focusing on yoga and maybe a little bit of running. And maybe just a little dabble in the weight room. And I actually probably got about a third of what I expected. I got a lot of fitness results, but not as much as I could have. So I focused on yoga for years and years and years and got deeper into the raw food, gourmet thing. My dad was and is a great chef, and so I learned flavor combining from an early age. I understood how to make a banging recipe, and then I just applied that to the whole raw vegan spectrum of ingredients. In college, I eventually got into 80-10-10. That is a low-fat, high-carb version of raw veganism with an emphasis on the strictness of natural hygiene, which also means abstaining from like salt and spices. And that actually worked a little bit. I did it starting in the summer, and I had like the perfect bowel movement. This is what we talk about in the nutrition world, okay? I didn't even have to wipe. And I thought, eureka, the 80-10-10 style of eating must be the way. So I gave it a full-on try for months into the fall. And I also was going to college in Washington, where it was super cold and rainy. But luckily my constitution ran warm, so that was I never got cold from eating fruit and vegetables only. However, in Washington there was not that big of a variety of fruits and vegetables. But even then, I've always been sensitive. At least once I quit bread, as the way I did, I became more and more glycemically sensitive. And so trying to down many calories worth of, say, bananas or another sweet fruit, I just couldn't even finish it. I was just like, I was just so sensitive to the sugar. I could never get enough calories in. I was undercarbed. So after going on a meditation retreat as part of my college and running out of fruit, I decided, you know what, I gave it my all, but this diet is not for me. I kind of thought it wasn't for anybody, but I don't choose to say that. All right, I just, I don't like to judge or make someone wrong for what they choose to eat. Short-term, 80-10-10 could be perfect, usually very short-term. But in the super long term, oh my gosh, there could be a whole lot of issues, including what are you feeding your brain and nervous system? So as I quickly went back to more of a high-fat, medium-protein, low-carb style of eating, it was still raw, vegan, or mostly vegan, kind of doing, some basically bee products. That felt so good. But a couple years later, I got more sensitive to sugars and seeds. I started to feel like just eating a few seeds would give me like skin reactions like candida. And also maybe the seeds with their omega-6 fatty acids, which can be inflammatory when overdone, or their phytates, which can, they're anti-nutrients, maybe those were contributing to my sensitivity and my reactions to the raw vegan style of eating that I used to eat. So I started to dabble into animal products. First it was like ghee, and then it was fish oil, and then it was colostrum, and then eventually lard. Oh my gosh, I am a lard lover. I love rendered animal fats. They agree currently, and probably for a long time, they will agree with my body's constitution. They feed my energy. They ground me, yet give me a long-burning, super clean-feeling energy. I feel like my brain is completely turned on by the various animal fats, which is basically ghee, lard, and fish oil, right? And so I have been adding those in and adding a lot of animal products in to the point now where I consider myself an accomplished animal cooking chef, coming way away from the raw vegan chef. Although it's not like they're opposite or anything, because I still choose to eat organic. I still choose to eat in a more of a pure yet super nutrient dense way. So it's not like I've switched 180. I've simply been trying a lot of different things, and I invite you to do the same. Everything you experience in the short term, be open to that changing. Be open to even medium term, even something that works for you for like 10 years might not work for you that well after that. You might have to switch things up. So with yoga, by adding in weight training, I reversed some muscular imbalances. So yoga is awesome. If you're new to yoga, do like only yoga every day for a month. Just immerse yourself. But if you're like me and you've been doing yoga for like only yoga for like 10 years, and like you have knee problems, lower back problems, certain imbalances, hit those weights. If you've been going to the weight room, if you're a gym rat and you're kind of getting tight, go to yoga. But what happened with me is tight thighs, loose and weak hamstrings, knee issues, hip, lower back issues. Because there's not much pull in yoga, even if you do a lot of back bends, there's still a limit on how much you can develop your back muscles. And since all of us come from a background of rounding forward, looking down, or chin forward, tight front, tight pectoral muscles, shoulders rounding forward, weak back, kyphosis, we've all done that as kids. In fact, in 7th grade, I got really into the whole like social thing where it's like, if the cool kids are doing it, I must do it to a ridiculous level. My one friend always just slouched, like lower back, rounded in his chair, and I thought, man, I gotta slouch, and I definitely like created a weird thing in my lower back that I have reversed a lot, but it's always going to be something that I will be aware of. So that's my story. I'm going to show you now my before and after transitional pictures. I would love it if in the comment section below you posted your before and after pictures. You could post a link, and if you only have the before and after pictures on say Instagram or Facebook, you could just post a link to those. If you don't have before and after pictures, take some pictures now. Maybe you're in a before stage, but you're going to have very soon some awesome looking after pictures. I mean, I have seen so many before and after pictures that just blow my mind and fill my whole body up with an amazing sense of inspiration. And some of these before and after pictures are super like short term, like less than 6 months. People like dropping the weight, getting buff, looking so much brighter and more revitalized. I'm going to show you some long-term before and after pictures, starting when I was chubby in early high school all the way until now. You can see how I got really skinny on the 80-10-10 diet. I got down to 125 pounds. I'm about 190 pounds right now. I could lose a little bit of weight, but I always want to gain more muscle. That's just kind of how I am right now. Okay, that's my story, and I look forward to hearing about your story. And let us all look forward to the next 10 years of our health journey, knowing that we can build upon what we know now, knowing that in 10 years we'll look back and look at what we thought we knew and just be like, oh, if only they knew, if only we knew now what we will know in 10 years. But it's a beautiful journey, and when you change from yourself, not because someone told you to, but it's your own adventure, there's such beauty in that. I'll see you tomorrow.